Hi everyone, and today we're gonna make awesome hot chocolate bombs. Fall is just around the corner and in a few days September starts, which means it's time to get ready for this cozy season. We will make a white pumpkin, dark and pistachio hot chocolate bomb, and I will show you what to do if you have any other kind of mold rather than a sphere. Just have a look at the silicone mold I have found in the local store. So the first step is to melt the chocolate into the microwave in 15 seconds intervals. Take your favorite type of chocolate, not necessarily dark chocolate as I did, and place it into the microwave for 15 seconds. Give it a good stir and then put it back into the microwave for another 20 seconds. Grab your mold and add your melted chocolate to each cavity. You also don't want it to be so thin that when you pick up the chocolate bomb it cracks or melts in your hand before you pour the hot milk over the bomb. On the other hand, you do want it to be so thick enough so that when you add the hot milk it will break open and have that bomb effect. To strike a balance between a too thin layer and a thick one, I usually fill a cavity with a substantial amount of chocolate and then carefully spread the chocolate along the sides, which is an important step. After that, just sweep the entire mold over and dump out all the excess chocolate back onto a board. Then use a knife or a spatula to clean off the space on your mold. Although this step can be skipped, it just looks neater in the end. Once you are happy with the look of your shells, go ahead and place that into the fridge at least 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, once your shells have firmed up completely, go ahead and remove them from the silicone mold by gently exposing a corner of the cavity and then pulling the silicone mold away from the chocolate. When I was removing the bomb from the mold, I just noticed that some of the shapes couldn't be compatible since they didn't reflect mirror-wise. Therefore, I just decided to keep only acorn and pumpkin shapes from this mold. And that's why I also made round bombs using sphere molds. I used pistachio chocolate for these bombs. You're gonna follow the same exact procedure that I used on the dark chocolate bomb. It's not any different, it's just different color. I also made a white pumpkin bomb using white chocolate because it seemed to me that the set was a bit dark. Alright, these are hot chocolate bombs, so I picked up some chocolate cacao powder and added some cinnamon in that mix. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons because my chocolate is pretty sweet as it is and the mix I picked up had some sugar in it. At this stage I stopped for a moment and only when I had evenly spread the mix on all the bombs I just realized that it was my mistake. I should have placed the cacao mix in only 1/2 and will be covering the bomb with the other half later, so I had to clean them. So the next one is marshmallow. I just added some marshmallow in each of the chocolate bomb. Alright, and to make a complete bombs, all you need to do is to take one of the empty halves and then warm it on your plate or pan so that a little bit melts. And here is a hack. When you melt the chocolate on only one half, it becomes slightly smaller than the other piece and the alignment with the second half will not be perfect. So here what I came up with. I used the hot surface of the plate's other side to prevent spilling cacao that's inside the bomb. Then the two halves come together perfectly aligned. To decorate our green bomb, take a little bit of extra melted chocolate. I colored it in pinky red color and then just drizzle it across the bombs and top it with some sprinkles. At the end, I just felt that the pumpkin and the acorn bombs were a bit plain, so I thought of adding some texture to them. That's why I used a mixture of vodka and gold edible luster and spreaded it using a brush. Alright, now what we have to do to enjoy this is pour over hot steaming milk.